Hey, if you like my videos, you might also like my comedy series YouTube Blue, which premieres every Saturday on the YouTube Blue YouTube channel. Go check out the link in the description and the card above to watch the latest episode. Now on with the video. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing a Power Rangers theory I've been holding on to for some time now. A theory that will change your view of Power Rangers forever. The theory that Power Rangers SPD is actually a sequel to Power Rangers RPM and that they take place in the same universe. So let's get into this. Power Rangers SPD takes place in the year 2025. In SPD, by 2025, there's tons of futuristic technology, and Earth has not only made contact with aliens, but now live in peace with them. Also, SPD as an organization has presumably been around for many years. The same goes for aliens. However, we are getting closer and closer to the year 2025. With a few exceptions, every Power Rangers season takes place in the year that it airs. Yet, in the current seasons, we are not close to the technology in SPD. Sure, we have SPD-esque organizations that make SPD-esque technology like Grid Battle Force, but we don't live in peace with aliens, and these things have apparently been around for ages in SPD, not just 5 or 6 years. I suggest a solution. Let's talk about RPM. Power Rangers RPM takes place in an alternate universe to the other seasons. In it, the world has almost been completely taken over by a computer virus named Venjix and his robot army. It's up to the Power Rangers RPM, created by Dr. K, who also created the Venjix virus, to protect Corinth, the last surviving human city, and destroy Venjix. The season ends with Venjix being defeated and the humans beginning to repopulate the rest of Earth. I think SPD takes place after RPM. Firstly, RPM takes place sometime from 2009 to 2012. This gives the RPM universe an extra 8 to 11 years to develop into SPDs. Furthermore, the Earth in SPD looks so technologically advanced as a whole that it seems impossible for the main PR universe to develop into it so quickly. In fact, it would make sense for SPD, or even alien life as a whole, to come to Earth soon after RPM and help it develop into the Earth we see in SPD. Also, Dr. K has developed advanced technology not seen in the main PR timeline, so I think that she also helped in pioneering new technology for New Earth. But there's more to explain here. Mainly, SPD's appearances in other Power Rangers seasons. SPD had 2 crossovers with Power Rangers Dino Thunder during their season, and crossed over with Operation Overdrive during Once a Ranger. While it's generally been accepted that RPM exists alone in its universe, i.e. there haven't been Power Rangers prior to RPM in its universe, I think all Power Rangers canon prior to RPM happened in RPM's universe as well, and that the only difference between it and the mainstream universe is Venjix. We've seen in the PR comics that alternate universes exist in the PR multiverse by means of branching off of the main timeline. For example, the Coinless universe branches off of Tommy being good by making a universe where he didn't, and instead became Lord Draken. Likewise, around 2008, 2 timelines branched over from the main timeline. One timeline was made where Venjix was created and took over Earth, and in the other timeline he didn't. So prior to 2008, SPD was still the future of the main timeline, so their crossovers still make sense from a time travel perspective. This is why Dino Thunder happened in the past in SPD. Similarly, I think the reason Bridge shows up as a Ranger from the future in Power Rangers Operation Overdrive is because this season took place before the timeline branched. SPD was the future of Operation Overdrive when it took place, but after the timeline branched, it no longer was. After the split, the main Power Rangers timeline changed so that SPD is no longer the future. Meanwhile, in the RPM universe, while certain events described to have happened in the past in SPD changed, the general outcome is the same. So the history of SPD as described in SPD is a little different because of that reason, but the outcome is pretty much the same with some minor changes. I think this does actually fit a few other plot holes as well. So remember in Super Megaforce when they went to Corinth and it looked nothing like Corinth? Well, look at it again under the guise of being halfway between Corinth and SPD's universe, and it makes sense. And if you're wondering how the SPD tech ends up in the Ranger Vault in Power Rangers Beast Morphers, this theory sort of explains that too. This isn't tech from the future, it's actually prototypes of the SPD tech that they got from the RPM dimension. Around the time of Beast Morphers, over in the RPM dimension, SPD has probably been established, and the SPD Rangers have been formed, even if it's an early version. So, there's my theory. Do you believe in my theory? Do you think SPD is really in the RPM universe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for daily videos on the franchises you love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.